A very common challenge that is faced in relationships is that my spouse, my boyfriend, my girlfriend, my partner, whatever gender, is wanting me to change. I love you just the way you are now, change. I think there was a Broadway play called that. And whenever we are not living congruently with our highest values and not inspired by our life, and we're unfulfilled and we're down into our amygdala instead of our executive functioning center, we are more vulnerable to believing that our opinions are right. And we're more vulnerable to believing that life should be more supportive than challenging. And then what we do is when we don't get what we expect from our mate because we have these unrealistic expectations and we think we're right because we're proud, we project our values onto others and want them to match our fantasy and be more like us, which is a guarantee to undermine relationships. Now, if you put two people that are unfulfilled in their careers and life, and they're not empowered, and they're down in their amygdala, and they're in survival mode, and they're both into the fantasy of being more supported than challenge and more pleasure than pain, and the fantasy that they're right, their opinions are right. Now they'll clash, and there'll be a battle of powers, you might say, because people are expecting somebody to live in their values. But that's not how it works. The wisest thing to do is to find out whatever their highest values are, what they're dedicated, what they're committed to. How's it helping you fulfill what you're dedicated to and you're committed to? If you can't ask how is what they're doing helping you, you're going to want to fix them and change them, and you're going to alienate them and push them out of your life, because people want to be loved for who they are, and who they are is a reflection of what they have in their highest values. And so if you want to really help your relationship, let first go and do the value determination process on the Dr. Demartini value determination process on the website, and find out what they value most. Look carefully what their life is demonstrating. Don't go by what they say, go by what their life demonstrates. Don't go by what you imagine, go by what their life demonstrates. And find out how it serves you. If you sit there and go, well, it's not, and that's what's wrong, and they need to change, and they need to fix it, well, you're going to have futility. I guarantee you, I've asked thousands and thousands of people how many try to fix their mate, and it's just not the way to go. But you can appreciate what they're doing and how it's serving you, and you can learn the art of communicating what you want in terms of their values, where they're now more likely to associate reward for doing what you love, and they'll get what they want by doing that. And that works. That's very powerful. That's like a dog biscuit to a dog in Skinner's operant conditioning. You train that dog. And there are some things you can train your spouse to do. I had a girlfriend that trained me very well on making sure I didn't get in the car without coming around and opening the door for her. And she made a list of what would be a gentleman. There was nothing there that was outside my values that I couldn't do, and I was grateful to do it. I felt even more like a king by doing or treating her like a queen. But there were certain things, if she came to me and said, you got to stop this teaching bit, this is ridiculous, stop teaching and go do something else. Well, I'd probably have to say thank you, but no thank you. I'm not going to stop teaching. I'd probably try to show her all the benefits of how teaching is helping her in some way. I mean, there's some things that are negotiable and some things that are easily done and some things less negotiable. And that's why people will probably migrate until they find something that's a negotiable relationship. But if you start asking how specifically is what they're dedicated to, their highest value, helping you fulfill yours, I guarantee you that's a gold mine. And if you come and learn the Demartini method, which I teach in the breakthrough experience, on how to level the playing field and take out all the wounds so you can start communicating with respect and a dialogue, then amazing things can happen in transforming relationships. We see it every weekend in the breakthrough experience. So come and learn how to identify their values and come and learn how to do the Demartini method in the breakthrough experience. And I am absolutely certain it can help you in your relationship. People every week say, God, I wish I'd had this years ago. There's tools out there. If you're about to go blink on a relationship, come to the breakthrough experience before you give it up, because you just might be able to transform it by learning some tools that make a difference. Learning how to respect another individual and their values and help you fulfill what your values are, and vice versa, is the key to a sustainable, fair exchange relationship. So know that you have the capacity to make some tweaks if you do it with respect, with dialogue, and communicate your values in terms of their values. Come to the breakthrough experience. Let me show you how to do that. It can make a huge difference in the way you have your dynamic in your relationship.